part 2 of our factoring section. All right, so we're looking at this time at trinomials with the coefficient greater than 1 up front. The last one, it was just x squared plus bx plus c. This time we have number here front. So this first one, they call it the FOIL method. So what we're saying is that we're looking at what two numbers. This is the part right here. So when we fold this, we multiply first with first, we get that number. Outside of it, outside, we get that number. Inside with inside, we get that number. And then last with last, we get that number right there, right here. Now, this is where our issue happens sometimes. We see the final result of 12x squared plus 23x plus 10. We don't think about what two numbers added up to make what two sets of numbers that multiply added up. Unlike before, we can just take this plus this, add them up, and you get that middle term. This time, these numbers are being influenced by what's in these leading coefficients right there. So for example, let's look at this bottom one right here. We're factoring this out. So we're going to say what times what. So two numbers, set of numbers. All right. So what times what will give us 3x squared? Well, 3x and x. This one's pretty simple in the fact that you can't use any other numbers besides a 1 and a 3. Now let's look at -8. So all possible values of -8. So this time the negative sign does matter. So we got 1 and 8, 2 and 4. We can have negative there, and we can have the reciprocals the way around. 1 and -8, 2 and -4. And that's as far as it goes. What goes where? Well, but to find out. So what matters the most for us is this inner and outer terms. If I were to find those values and add them up, I should get -10x. Well, let's use this one right here, this first. This is probably more reasonable. Let's look, -2, +4. Okay, so -2 times x is -2x. 4 times 3x is 12x. -2x minus at plus 12x gives us a +10x. +10x. So it's not that. So maybe let's switch those around. Maybe it's the other way around. Maybe. Maybe we have the negative sign in the wrong spot. What if it's +2 this time and -4 this time? Right there. What will we get this time? Let's check. +2 times x is 2x. -4 times a +3x, -12x. 2x minus 12x, -10x. There it is. And that's factored out. So this way, as far as the FOIL method, you look at strictly these two inner parts. Let's kind of practice that again. So first things first, just like everything else, the very first thing we do is, what can we factor out? Can we factor out a 4? Not necessarily. Can't factor out 4 of that, but we can factor out a 2 out of everything. Everything's even, so we factor out a 2. We're left with 2n squared plus 9n minus 56. This gives us smaller numbers to deal with, sort of. So we still got a 56 right here. So we got to look at all possible 56. So right here, same thing like before. We got 2n. What times what gives me n squared? 2n and n. All right. We got that split up. Now, this is a negative. So more than likely, we have one negative, one positive. So all factors of 56. So 1, 56, 2 and 26. No. What would be 20, 56? 56 divided by 2, y'all? Ooh. Blank all of a sudden. 28. Ooh, 28. 28. 28. Can 3 go into that? No. 4 go into that? Yeah. So 4. Got 1 and 14. 5 can't. 6 can't. Can 7 go into that? Yes. 7 and 8. And I think as far as it goes. Alright, so these are our sets of numbers. These two, these two, these two, and these two. They all multiply to be 56. So which ones can somehow give us a 9 when we're looking at our inner and our outer? Let's try this one here. Let's do a 7 and an 8. Let's go with the negative on the 7. We'll start with the -7. positive. Let's see what we get. So negative 7 times n is negative 7n. 2n times 8 give us a positive 16n. 16 negative 7n plus 16n. What does that give us, y'all? Positive 9n. Hey, look at that. Positive 9n. That's what we want. So this is our factor right here. 2n minus 7, n plus 8. We can't forget that too. So our final answer would be 2, parentheses 2n minus 7, n plus 8. So the hardest part as far as doing it this way is, one, figuring out which set of factors it is, which set of multiples it is, and two, which do I put the 8 over here, the 7 over here, the 7 over here, the 8 over here. So understand, if none of these works, you might flip these numbers and put them in those spots then. So it could also be the flip version. This is kind of a trial and error doing it this way. One more for good luck. Let's see what we get right here. We got 12, 11, and 2. Can we factor anything out of this? We cannot. We cannot. This time, though, the big factor is over here. So let's look at this. So the outside number would be the easiest. What times what gives me 2? Well, 1 and 2. We'll put that there. Now these are all positive, so we can go ahead and assume these are positive as well. Now this is going to be the factors. Let's look at 12. So all possible factors 12. 1 and 12, 2 and 6, 3 and 4. Now, which one goes where? It's actually really important in this one because this is a 1, this is a 2. Let's start out with this one right here. Put 3 right here, 3x, and 4x. Let's see what happens. So 1 times 4x, 4x. 3 times 2, 6x. That gives me 10x. That don't work because I need 11. All right. What if we flip them? What if we flip them? Let's see what happens if we flip them. And we flip them, put a 4 right here, 4x right here, and then 3x. 3x times 1, you get 3x. 4x times 2, 8x. 8x plus 3x. Hey, look at that, 11x. That's our factor right there. So our final answer is 4x plus 1, 3x plus 2. Right there, y'all. So this is factoring with coefficients greater than 1. We use the spoil method. There's other methods to do this, but that's the method we're teaching with this. If you have a different method, let me know in our discussion board. Have a great day.